Hello and welcome to Destination Passport, the only podcast about travel. I'm Keith Bird.
I'm Damon Product.
And together we are Bird Product Travel Agency. And it is our job, our mission.
Can I throw in a word?
Goal. Yeah, go ahead.
Passion.
Our passion to help people travel, give them the vacation of their dreams, and hopefully when they're on the vacation of their dreams, they have the time of their lives.
And hopefully while they're having the time of their lives and on the vacation of their dreams, they're dreaming about their next vacation as well.
Oh, yeah. Anytime I go on a vacation, I have so much fun that at night I dream about another vacation. I'm basically having two vacations at once.
Exactly. And I'm not saying we invented Inception.
I'm not saying that. We have canonically said that we learned how to do Inception from Christopher Nolan.
That's right. And we did apply for a patent on incepting people, which did get denied.
Yeah, because Christopher Nolan was like, what the fuck? I taught you guys how to do Inception.
You cannot go patent my technology.
And we were like, just making sure you're paying attention, Christopher Nolan.
Oh, making sure you got it. All your T's crossed and your I's squared. And he sure does.
He has very square eyes.
Very square eyes. Yeah. So last week we had an amazing guest, Casey Gallagher.
Amazing that she made it here, I guess, based on the conditions of her life.
I think by the time that we found out exactly what was really going on in her life, shocked that she had made it to us because it seemed like that was the first time she had left her home. Yeah. But then we sent her on the second time and really have a good news, bad news situation on the update from her. The good news is, obviously, she's having the time of her life. The bad news is, it did turn out that we had inadvertently opened up a portal to hell.
Yeah, basically.
Back. So
hell being the cult that she lives in, home. Holy order of mostly everyone.
Yeah, exactly. There in Omaha. So it started in Lincoln. A lot of Lincoln residents started to go back down the tunnel after they had gone in. And the cult is growing. They're expanding. Yeah. Have you seen the aerial shots that I forwarded you of the home? It's miles big now.
It's miles big.
Yeah.
They've bought up entire blocks of Omaha.
That's basically Omaha now.
Yeah,
Omaha is Omaha.
Omaha, yeah. It's a big old cult now. I actually looked it up. It's now the 8th largest religion in the world.
Yeah, and growing rapidly. Definitely the fastest growing.
Definitely the fastest growing. I mean, you look at stuff like Catholicism, they've plateaued, I think.
Oh, plateaued is a positive way to look at it. Yeah. I think they're going downhill, my friend.
They're probably going downhill, yeah. But yeah, so she's having the time of her life in Lincoln, kind of shepherding, I guess, these new what do you call it when someone's converted?
Converts? Oh,
yeah, converts.
Converts. Sounds like convicts.
Yeah, well, and based on what they're going to make them do, I think that they probably have a chance of becoming convicts as well.
It's close to a prison camp. It sounds like a lot of sewing.
Yeah, in her postcard that she wrote to us, because all of our clients write postcards to us. We don't ask them or require them to. They just do it of their own volition. But Casey sent us a postcard that was saying like, hey, thanks to you, we're going to move on to the next phase of home, which is going to involve a lot more violence.
Yeah. Bloodshed. She mentioned.
Yeah, I think they've taken some of these houses by force.
Oh, absolutely.
That they've expanded, created this compound. It's basically like if Wild Wild Country, if they were more aggressive.
Never seen it.
Well, it's
heard it. What is it? A movie?
It's a cult up in the Pinwa, Pacific Northwest, that basically they did bioterrorism by putting E. coli in the salad bar.
Salad bar.
And she said that they're using salad tongs to remove people's noses and stuff.
Wow, so they were inspired by that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we like the salad part, but it's not violent enough.
Yeah.
They wanted to do more physical combat with the salad.
And they're looking to go global. It sounds like they're basically forming an army at this point of people armed with salad tongs. They're going out into people's homes, grabbing them by the throat, the nose, the mouth, whatever they can get their tongs on. And saying convert or die.
Yeah,
convert or die. And they're saying convert to what? Convert to what? And they say too late.
Yeah, they actually bought a bunch of those P. Diddy vote or die T-shirts from 2004 election.
Yeah, you know how a bunch of old Super Bowl T-shirts end up in other countries as
Buffalo Bills Super Bowl champion T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. Those P. Diddy shirts, and they bought them out, though.
They bought them out and modified them, so now they say convert or die.
Convert or die.
In the same font of the vote or die shirts. Y'all remember those vote or die shirts, P. Diddy?
I think that's very topical. topical. They're doing commercials now too. Similar commercials. Convert or die.
Convert or die, and it looks a lot like when the guy hacked that Chicago PBS signal to be a Max Headroom. He had a Max Headroom face on.
What's Max Headroom? What is this?
It doesn't matter. Okay. Look, the point is that Casey Gallagher is having the time of her life, ruining other people's lives. But, sometimes there's collateral. In any vacation, there's collateral.
There's always going to be collateral. And just because we give someone the vacation of their dreams and that led to, I guess I'd say, death on a mass scale, we did our jobs, did we not?
Yeah, we did our jobs. And our job is to give our client the time of their life.
Exactly.
Okay? Even if that involves ruining other people's lives. Mm-hmm. Well, what I would say to the people whose lives have been quote unquote ruined by this massively growing cult, come to us, get a vacation, get away from the cult.
Get away,
because you've just been sucked into.
Exactly. And we mentioned this recently. We help people run away from their problems. And it sounds like there is a growing problem in America. So come to us and we'll let you get away.
Yeah. Whether or not we played a significant role in the growing of that problem, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I was going to say, we obviously did. We just admitted to it. We can't say whether we did or not,
so
who knows?
We did. But I guess what my point is that we don't care.
Exactly. And you shouldn't either.
It's not our job to care about cults. It's our job to give people vacations.
Exactly.
And that's what we did.
And that's what we did.
And that's what we will do today as well. We have a great client coming up. But, we like to talk about sort of our personal lives a little bit.
Give the personal touch. We're humans.
Yeah, you'll never get the Travelocity, the Roaming Gnome. He'll never talk about like the fucked up shit happening in his life, like his divorce.
He has a lot of bad shit going on.
I've heard so much bad shit about the Travelocity Roaming Gnome.
Yeah.
Kind of the just the way he has a secret gnome family.
Yeah.
Of some garden gnomes in Pasadena that he goes to.
People talk about living a double life. That guy's living a quadruple life.
Yeah,
he has several different gnome families across the United States.
And he neglects each of them equally.
He doesn't stay with any of them. He's always on the road traveling, and he says it's for work. Oh, I work for Travelocity, honey. I gotta. He's just trying to get away from those kids.
Yeah, he's a terrible gnome. But he won't talk about that on his podcast, which I assume he doesn't have because we're the only travel podcast.
Yeah, but I assume that he wants to.
I assume that the Travelocity Roaming Gnome really wants to have a podcast. Yeah. But even if he did, he would be so fake.
Yeah.
The Roaming Gnome's a fucking phony.
Yeah, he is. But we didn't start this segment to talk about the Roaming Gnome. We wanted to get into our personal lives. So Keith, I wanted to catch back up. Last week, we were talking about a hot encounter you had.
Yeah.
With somebody at the hotel. Seemed like an early budding relationship.
Yeah.
How's that flirtation long distance thing going?
Yeah, so of course I met Ophelia in Omaha when we were there for TravelCon. And she was kind of really running this inside joke in the ground of like, you have to pay the hotel $500 for the window you broke to get into the indoor pool after hours.
She was being very flirty about it.
Really flirting a lot about that. And now she's kind of moved to, I think, a new phase of flirtation, which is basically just like sending like a bounty hunter after me.
Wow, she skipped lawsuits. This is getting serious.
Yeah.
Wow.
The thing is,
this is what's tough right now. This is very topical. All the bounty hunters are busy looking for that Brian Laundrie guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Everyone's out looking for that guy, so all the bounty hunters are taken. If anybody's tried to call a bounty hunter in the last couple of weeks, they are busy. You cannot get them.
Yeah, the bounty hunter supply chain is pretty messed up at the moment.
People talk about like car parts are backed up, things like that because of manufacturing, but the bounty hunter industry is the most backed up of all.
So all she could get was Pup the bounty hunter, which is Dog's little son. He's 8 years old.
8 years old, right? Yeah.
And he's not able to rent a car. So that makes it a lot harder for when he's trying to hunt for bounties.
He can't drive one. He can't own a weapon. There's a lot of limitations, but he makes do, right? Like you were just telling me about his latest attempt to capture you. He had a large fishing net, did he not?
He had a large. So I think basically the problem is that Pup the Bounty Hunter, most of his techniques he's gotten from the little cartoons that he watches. Yeah. So he tried to catch me with a big fishing net. He tried to trap me under a box that had a treat, and it was a Hostess ding dong.
And you did eat
unwrapped, and I did eat it. But the thing is that I'm very large compared to him in the box. He just got it like a small little box, as though he was trying to trap a squirrel, which probably he does very well.
Yeah.
But I'm not a squirrel. I'm a human-sized human man that is still like, I'll go for the treat, but it's just that box isn't going to stop me. It's
but
cardboard.
this is so cute. I love hearing early relationship stories.
Yeah,
you know what I
right?
mean. It's just the days that you look back on when you're married and you have kids and you're like, I wish it was like that again. Like, you're gonna miss these days when this 8-year-old kid was bounty hunting you.
Yeah,
because Ophelia is flirting it up right now.
I think when we're on our joint deathbed, because I'm planning on whoever I'm married to at the time of my death, we're going to die at the same time in the same bed.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to be talking to each other like, I'll be like, honey, do you remember when you sent Dog the Bounty Hunter's 8-year-old son to collect $500 from me for the hotel window that I broke to get into the indoor pool after hours?
And then just like The Notebook, we're going to go see all that.
We're going to see all that. There's going to be a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in talks with Nicholas Sparks to write the screenplay of our budding relationship. He's going to be in on the ground floor, kind of riding along with me, basically, as I explore this exciting new relationship.
Yeah, and shockingly, he has not responded so far.
Nicholas Sparks. So when I say I'm on talks, I mean that I've tried to talk to him about it.
Yeah, we're in early talks. Early talks meaning I've sent my messages, he has not responded yet.
Yeah,
that's how early this is.
NicholasSparks@gmail.com. I've tried NicholasSparks@AOL.com. NicholasSparks@SBCglobal.net.
So by early talks, we also mean don't even know that we have the proper contact information, just reaching out to
I've
anyone
definitely talked to
everyone.
at least one person named Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah.
It was Nicholas Sparks at colorado.gov. Apparently works for the state government.
Yeah. Sewage department.
Sewage department. I was like, hey, would you mind writing a story of my...
And he did. He sent you a first draft.
He sent me a first draft. It wasn't very good, but there's some promise there. If I can't get the real Nicholas Sparks, I might get Nicholas Sparks of the Colorado Sewage Department.
At least to get his name on the book.
I mean, that's gonna sell tickets.
Yeah.
That's gonna sell the books. And then when we adapt it into a screenplay and it'll sell as tickets.
What do you think sells tickets more? The name or the content and the quality of it? It's the name.
It's the name. And it doesn't matter if legally we're going to be required to put in fine print.
Not the one
under
you're
Nicholas
thinking
Sparks.
of.
Yeah, not the one you're thinking of. And under that, another 2 asterisks, it'll say, unless the one you were thinking of is Nicholas Sparks of the Colorado State Sewage Department.
And then below that, even more asterisks that say, although he was able to quit that job in order to write this book, but previously that was his career.
Yeah, so now he is technically a professional writer because we did pay him to write this.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, so instead of how sometimes they'll have Oscar award winner nominee.
Yeah. This is all
it'll
that
be like
across.
Technically professional writer Nicholas Sparks presents.
Yeah. There's not even an image on the front because of all this typing.
He also mocked up a poster, a book cover and a poster for the movie version, and it is mostly fine print.
It is mostly
just explaining which Nicholas Sparks this is, who wrote it. But again, no one looks at the fine print, even if it takes up most of the space.
Even if it is all you could read, you're still not going to read it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm feeling pretty good about that relationship.
Good.
We haven't spoken directly in a while, but I think that's just part of the game. That's part. It's been a while since I've been out there.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's very fond of this $500 that she needs me to pay for the damage I did.
And very fond of the distance you guys have right now, I would imagine.
Distance, she's fond. Yeah, for me, the distance making my heart grow fonder towards her. I think she's just very fond of not having to be around me.
Exactly. Well, man, glad to hear you're getting back out there.
Yeah.
Really
you were on Maury again.
I was on Maury for the final time.
Yeah, you've used up the rest of that retainer. That's good.
I used up the rest of that retainer. I think I talked about this before, but I sent them a bunch of pitches. I just sent them 50 ideas as to what I could go on for.
Yeah.
Guess which one they bid on?
Oh, no. Your least favorite.
They bid on my
50.
Number 50, a snake bit off my penis.
Oh, no.
They bid on that one, and I was like, guys, I was so out of ideas by then. I didn't think you would pick this one. I didn't even think Maury would have on this topic.
Yeah, that seems a little much for Maury.
That's a bit much, so I had to have
That's more of a Springer thing,
I had to have a makeup artist cover to look as if I didn't have a penis anymore.
Yeah, it kind of, you made it really good makeup artist.
Really good, good work. It was top level.
Well, it was the daughter of whoever the makeup artist was for Shape of Water.
Yeah.
She's 8 years old, but really talented for her age.
Jesus. So moving on from that.
I forgot what she was doing makeup for when I said that.
Exactly. It just made sense with the other 8-year-old.
She's 18. She's 18.
18-year-old.
Yeah. 18.
Oh, did we say 8?
Did we say 8? We meant that an 18-year-old did makeup that made it look like Damon had a snake bite off his penis, and now there's just a bloody stump there.
Yep. And still the snake bites. Still the 2 snake bites.
The snake bite part was really good. But you know what? We can't help what happened in our real lives, even if it's fucked up.
Hey, we want to tell you the truth. We want to be vulnerable and honest.
We're always vulnerable. We're always honest. And we're going to be very vulnerable and honest with our client that we're going to talk to in the next segment. Very excited to talk to them. And not to talk about any minors doing genital-related makeup work. We're going to stop talking about that forever.
This is the end of that forever. We promise. So we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be right back with our client/guest on this episode of Destination Passport.
Welcome back to Destination Passport. And we are so excited to talk to our next client. And because I can kind of tell that she could use a vacation, you know?
One of those people you look at him and you go, you could use something.
Yeah, like.
What's that supposed to mean?
Sorry.
I apologize.
It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you, like most people, could get away.
You know how when you're in a certain industry, you kind of see that everywhere? We just see on everybody's faces that they could get away.
Yeah.
So that's all we were saying.
We're
like playing The Sims, except in real life, and we can see that your little jewel above your head is a dark shade of orange verging on red.
Which means
you could use a vacation.
There it is. Yeah. So let's just go ahead and introduce her. It's so nice to have you. Please, everyone, welcome Sandra Tartarsauce.
Hello. Thank you.
Welcome to
I'm Sandra Tartarsauce.
Sandra, thank you. Thank you for reaching out to us. We very much appreciate all of our clients.
I need help, please. Yes.
Okay.
God, Lord, help me. Do you guys want a candy? I brought some.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'd be great.
That would be.
I make them in my kitchen.
You make your own candy.
I do.
Wondering why there wasn't any wrappers on. These are sticky. These are really sticky.
Yeah, they're called Sandra's Sticky Ickies.
Okay.
And do they have THC in them, or they're
absolutely
just... Okay, great. So these are weed
edibles. Yeah,
great. Edibles is another. Maybe you should start with that. That's another word you could say up top.
No, I think it's sweeter to say candy. You know, I think it's a nicer thing to say candy.
It is a sweeter word. Yeah.
Yeah, edibles is strong. I like candy.
And you don't say like to children on the street, like, do you want some candy, and then give them some of these, right?
Am I not supposed to?
Well,
not these particular
not legally,
candies.
yeah.
I don't think.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna write that down. Okay, I didn't know that.
Do you have your own? Is this just a hobby, or are you hoping to start like Tartar Sauce Candy Company, or what? What's your
I am
name, an idea, because when I think of tartar sauce, I think, oh, I need that in candy form.
Yum, I need candy. I need tartar sauce candy that gets me high.
Yes, I'm trying to start my own business. I've had a few businesses that have failed. This is my next thing I want to do. Before this, it was oven mitts, and nobody would buy them.
Well, why not? Was there something wrong with oven mitts?
And by oven mitts, you just meant you made them?
I made oven mitts, and I got into a couple legal battles because people burned the shit out of their hands because they were made out of mesh.
Yeah, mesh oven mitts. That's tough. What was the pitch kind of like, so that you could still, even if you had your oven mitt on, you could still use your phone?
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
We get it.
I get it.
Sandra, we get it.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to be on my phone. That's why it's hard for me to be here right now.
Even while actively pulling something out of the oven with that hand, I want my phone and my thumb to be scrolling through my phone.
What if I'm missing something? You never know.
Yeah. So you got some people with burnt hands that were upset. Maybe some people with partially melted phones that were also upset.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's on them.
That, and you're right. I did make them sign something when they bought the mesh. And
usually, yeah. I mean, just from a consumer perspective, if I have to sign something to buy an oven mitt, I don't know. That's a red flag for me. But I personally think that the actual concept that you had was great.
Okay, well, I'm glad I'm out of business, so you don't have to even worry about it. Okay, buddy?
Okay. Didn't no judgment meant by it. It's just like trying to
I didn't know you guys were against women in business.
No, we're not against women in business at all. We think that there should be way more women in business than men in business. Honestly, I think there should be women in business and more stay-at-home hubbies.
True, I believe that too.
Okay, good.
What are some of the other businesses you've worked on? You said this is one of many. Your
crowns for cats.
Crowns. Okay, so is this like crowns, like dental crowns, or like
no, like little crowns for cats?
Okay,
because they are little princesses and princesses and princesses.
And so you believe that cats are girls exclusively?
Well, all cats are girls.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I wasn't sure
correct.
if it was that or if you were pluralizing princes, like princesses.
No, I definitely said that how I wanted to say it, and it means all cats are girls.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
So can I ask on that one, is the reason that failed that the crowns would immediately fall off because they're cats and they move around?
The second they moved, it was gone. It was on the floor, crashed to the floor, because it was also made out of really delicate glass.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So delicate glass crown. And did you try to have like a chin strap? I assume a cat wouldn't really like that.
I didn't think of that. No, I just put it right on the head. Oh, I'm gonna write that one down too. That's good.
Wow.
A strap would have really helped.
How much were you selling these delicate glass crowns for?
$495.
Wow.
Exactly. No change.
No change. No tax.
No tax. Which I found out was illegal. I was supposed to be adding tax.
You tried to stop any sales tax from going through.
Yes, exactly.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't matter because you didn't get any sales.
No, I got a few, and then they would return them broken to shreds and say it didn't work, and I'd say okay, and I'd have to accept the return. So I guess I didn't really get any actual sales. I came out in the negatives, but
I wonder when they said it didn't work, what did they think? What did they think was going to be like the result if it did work?
My clients are really old people looking to entertain themselves. So they thought crowns for cats, that's right up my alley.
So they
put it on the cat. The cat ran, crashed to the floor, like I said. And then they would say that didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't entertaining.
No, they said that wasn't entertaining. Then they usually stuff in the glass, cut their foot. Come to me bleeding. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know what? This is so weird. I remember reading a news article months ago when I guess your business was still going with the cat crowns that said that an old woman in Tallahassee cut her femoral artery with what they described as, I didn't know what this meant at the time, but a shattered cat crown.
Yeah, didn't know what that was.
And this old lady almost bled out and almost died. Was that one of your clients, or is this just a different glass cat crown?
Well, I don't. You know what? It could have been mine. It could have been someone else's. Okay, there's a couple of people that are in the cat crown business industry, and it might have been me. It might have not been me, and I don't think my lawyer would want me to say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably had some knockoffs. When you're a successful business, everyone's gunning for you.
Successful meaning selling 3 that were instantly returned.
Successful meaning you exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe one more example if you have it of like another maybe failed business that you had.
Okay, cool it. I get it that they're failed, but now I'm really racking them up.
No, we're just trying to collect as much information as we can because we really try to tailor our vacations to the person, kind of addressing what's gone wrong in their lives. It sounds like a lot for you.
I used to have a business where I would come up with a quote for you to say as your just kind of your own quote. Does that make sense?
That would be attributed to the client.
Yes, exactly.
So not something to like say put on your Tinder profile.
It could be for anything you want. A quote for you.
Okay, and then people who want to
like for you guys, I would come up. Oh, let me think of one.
It'd be like that would be fantastic.
Okay, so I would really think about it, and it'd be like 2 guys talking. This is really hard for me.
This is
why it failed. Traveling is for 2 guys traveling. It is. There it is.
For 2 guys traveling, it is.
That's what I would do.
Okay, so then what do we do with that? I own that quote and now I can say it?
It's our intellectual property.
You could say it, put it on a wall, put it on your website, whatever. But you have to credit me for it.
Oh, wait, okay. So we would have to put in quotes I forget what it was like when you're traveling. When it's two
two guys traveling, it is.
It is.
And
then
it is.
Keith Bird and Damon product, and then that's in
Dash.
quotes, and then another dash. Sandra Tartarsauce.
Exactly.
Like everyone does with the Michael Scott quote.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
You guys are really smart. Yeah, that's it.
And then would you have to first, before giving someone their quote, you would also have to give them a quote, like how much it would cost?
Get a quote.
Every quote is $100.
So that was your quote, was $100 for a quote.
Yes, for a quote.
So I have a question. You mentioned we could say it out loud as well. How do we credit you when we say that out loud?
You just say my name after. You actually have to whisper my name.
Okay. So it's sort of like the small print, the fine print for the Nicholas Sparks thing. We just sort of whisper it.
And so when someone says, "What did you just say?" You don't. You say, "I nothing."
So you go in very closely. Okay, so I would say it. I would say, for two guys traveling, it is. I hope that's what it was. And then I would lean in really close and I would say, Sandra Tartarsauce.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
So what a service you're providing.
That might be part of why it fails. That part of what you would offer is like the instructions for the product would basically be to disavow your existence.
Yeah, a lot of people
for spreading word of mouth. You know,
a lot of people said it, that I got a Yelp review saying doesn't make sense. What is this? This is a scam, illegal, kind of fake, and I thought, okay, if people don't like my ideas, that's fine. That's my quote from me. If people don't like my ideas, that's fine.
And then
Sandra Tartarsauce.
Thank you.
Sandra Tartarsauce. Exactly.
And would you charge yourself $100 for that?
I did. I Venmo'd myself $100.
Hey, you got to spend money to make money.
Exactly. You guys
That's
know
a prime
it.
example of it.
Classic.
So Sandra, good to know a little bit more about that. Tell us, obviously you've got the budding, we'll say candy company right now.
Yes.
What else is going on?
Budding, that's good.
Thank you.
That's good. Damon, he was a bit of a jokester.
So what else is going on in your life and why did you come to us, right? Are you looking to potentially get away?
I am looking to get far away for a while. I just left my boyfriend, Charles Mann.
Charles Mansion?
Charles Manson?
Mansion, yes.
Mansion.
Charles Mansion. My boyfriend, Charles Mansion. I left him, and I also I had a lot of lawsuits coming after me, but also I broke up with Charles Mansion. We were together for 6 months.
Yeah.
Wow, that's long.
So a really long time. Yeah.
Sure.
And a really long time for me. And I just felt like I see he's a realtor, Charles Mansion, which works out with his name. And his face is all over the city.
Does he sell exclusively mansions?
Exclusively mansions. And there are maybe 2 in the town, so it's not.
So he's constantly trying to get them to move as soon as they move in.
The 2 people that live in the mansions just move back and forth between the
They just trade mansions every so often.
That sounds like a TLC show.
Yeah,
Trading,
it is. It's called Charles Mansion Trading Mansions with Mansions on TLC. Have you never seen it?
No,
it sounds.
Gotta check that out.
Yeah, we gotta check it out.
Did you ever get on that?
I was on it a few times, but I they blurred out my face because of the legal stuff that's going on with me.
Did you want your face to be blurred out, or that was a decision?
No, I wanted it to be. I got my makeup done for it, and they said we're blurring you out.
Yeah, why would you get your makeup done if you knew you're getting blurred?
Go through all the effort of doing your makeup,
and then they just blurred me right out. Yeah,
and they told you it was for legal reasons.
They said a lot of people are looking for you, Sandra. We cannot.
So they were trying to protect you. Sounds like Charles was kind of having your back there.
He was, yeah. But I'm obsessed with fame, so.
That's tough for you. Yeah,
it's really tough. Yeah.
Do you think he was also maybe a jealous lover and didn't want anyone to see you on the TV show and try?
I never thought of it like that. He didn't. That's really sweet. Oh no, you're trying to get me to get back with him, and I won't have it. Look, I broke up with him.
Yeah, look, I've been there. I used to.
You dated Charles Manson. Look at me. Did you date him?
No, I didn't date Charles Manson.
All right, I was about to get pissed off.
Did he sleep around?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. With his clients, the 2
with my twin sister.
Oh no! Wait, is your twin sister one of the people that keeps buying the mansion?
Yes, she's rich, and she dated, or yeah, she did date him. She dated him before me.
Oh,
but then slept with him when I was with him. Yes.
Oh, is that how you guys first got together? Is he went to pick her up one day and you just showed up and he was like, "Come on," and he didn't notice the difference?
That's exactly what happened. I was mowing the lawn, and he said, "You never mow the lawn." I said, "Yeah, I do." And then he said, "It's time for lunch." I said, "Okay."
So it sounds. Sounds like maybe he wasn't cheating so much as he was just briefly confused, and then for 6 months you thought that you were dating him.
Oh, well, are you the relationship expert?
No, we're not relationship experts. No, we're not psychologists.
We're not psychologists. We're travel agents.
I want to make that very clear. I am a former emergency room doctor.
I am a former emergency room nurse.
So that doesn't mean that we know everything.
We don't know the mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, she did cheat. He did cheat too. They're cheaters.
Sure.
Well, I have a slightly different situation, but I was married to Damon, Damon's lovely sister, Jennifer Product. And then we got divorced about 6 or 7 years ago, and I've been kind of trying to move past it ever since. And so I know what it's like when it's hard to, when you see your ex everywhere. And in your case, it's a gray area whether or not it actually is an ex. But the emotion is real. The emotion is real. I'm not invalidating your emotions. I believe.
Give me Jennifer Product's number because I'm gonna have a long talk with Jennifer Product. Okay.
I can send it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's his sister. What were you going to talk to her about?
Men.
You're going to commiserate with her?
Yeah, and I'm still going to see if I have a couple oven mitts left. I want to go to sell them.
You're going to call her and she answers and you just go, "Men, right?" She says,
"Am I right?"
Who is this? You go, "Men."
This is like, I'm going to hang up, and you're like, "Mesh oven mitt," and then she hangs up. I think that's probably how that works.
I don't think she'll hang up. I think she'll say, "I'll take 3," and that's how many I've left. So which would be perfect for me.
That'd be perfect.
That would be the ideal outcome.
That would be the dream
conversation, I think. But all that is to say is that I know what it's like. I still see her every now and then, mostly because I'm trying to kind of confront her. I don't see her face on park benches and billboards and buses the way that you probably do. Everywhere I go. Walk down the street, you get a reminder of your ex.
The Subway wrapping, he got on that too. When they wrap your Subway sandwich in paper, it's his face.
They're wrapping it in his face. Wow.
Yes, it doesn't even say Subway anymore. It just says Charles Mansion. It sucks.
But you said that you left him. So what was kind of the breaking point? What was the breaking point in this relationship that you thought you were having?
So I went to my sister's house.
Her mansion, yeah.
Her mansion. This is the one on the hill. There's one not on the hill, and there's one on the hill.
Okay, so there's a hill mansion and a valley mansion.
Yes, and I walk in, and it smells like soup.
Oh.
Ooh, red flag.
Charles Mansion's favorite food is soup. And my sister doesn't like. I said, "Who are you making soup for?" She said, "Nothing. For charity." I said, "For charity?" Yeah, she said, "I'm going to go give out soup." I said, "I know this is for him." So I called him up. I said, "Come over." And I took a bowl of soup and I dumped it on his head. I said, "We're done."
Wow. And she was trying to keep this a secret, even though, again, it seems like they were the ones that were actually in a relationship.
You know what? Now that you say that, I'm getting really confused because I thought that I was in the relationship, but they went to weddings together. They were in a relationship on Facebook. They would hold hands when we were all out together.
Yeah. Her face wasn't blurred out in the show.
Yeah, not at all.
They were holding hands and kissing in the show.
Yes,
saying, "This is my girlfriend." Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so
God, I feel
There.
stupid.
No. Look,
I didn't see any of this coming. Oh my God. So when I dumped the soup on him, he looked at my sister. He said, "We need to get her to the hospital. Why is she doing this?"
To the mental hospital. I need to get him to the hospital for the burns from the soup, presumably, unless it cooled down between the long walk from the mansion on the hill to your.
It was ice cold.
You had put ice cubes in it by then?
Oh yeah, I put a ton of ice cubes in it.
Wow. Well, I kind of get it. Every now and then I'm in this long distance relationship with Ophelia in Omaha. And every now and then I'm like, is this real? When you're trying to figure out if a relationship is real, if your emotions are real, if you're
is it going
to last, or has it started?
Has it ever started?
Did it ever happen in the first place? But I always come back around to no, she's just driving this $500 bit into the ground, just grinding it into dust because she's not as creative as a travel agent. you know?
Yes, right.
And that's fine. You know, I can live with that. I can live with someone whose only joke is give me the $500 that you owe for breaking a window in the hotel.
Yeah, you think she'll keep running them with that even when you have kids and you're married? And
yeah,
I mean, at that point you have a joint bank account. Like,
yeah, at that point you can just take the $500. Just if you really want it that bad, you can take it. But
and Ophelia, if you're listening to this,
yeah.
I hope you don't get any ideas that now you're going to genuinely date him, marry him, so that you can get a joint account, take the $500 out, divorce him, potentially get more from the divorce, and then finally leave. Yeah. Do not get that idea.
That is not a good plan for you.
And if Ophelia, you're listening, call me about men. I gotta talk to you, please.
And Ophelia does have a cat, so she might go for one of your leftover cat crowns.
Well, they all are broken to bits, but it could be like a puzzle, and I'll include the glue.
Oh, that's an upsell.
Yeah,
yes. You will cut your fingers. They're all sharp edges, but could be fun.
You know, just because you've had nothing but failure as a business person doesn't mean you're not a good business person. You have the right.
Thank you. I know. Yes.
You're able to turn lemons into lemonade, which is the first person who first had the first lemonade company. That's what they did.
Yeah. And you're able to, sell THC filled candy to minors. So I think you're on the right path.
Yeah. Oh, did I say THC?
Yeah. You said it was an edible. We asked if it was.
It's a different kind of drug in there.
Oh, no. No. Is it DMT?
No. Keep naming some.
Heroin?
Close.
Closer.
Close to heroin.
It's close to heroin. That's not.
Excedrin.
Okay.
Very close.
Okay. So I don't know if that's better or worse than when we thought it was weed edibles.
That might depend on how much Excedrin you're putting in.
Yeah.
I'm crushing up a bottle or two per batch.
Okay, per batch. How many candies are in a batch?
One.
Okay. That's going to be a problem.
That makes sense. Again, it's not in a wrapper and it's not cut into any shape. It's just a big bowl that you brought here and it's stuck to my fingers. I don't even know how I would lick it. I'd have to like bite it off my fingers.
Yeah, bite off your finger. That's what it's. Come on.
That is what it's called. I just saw you wrote that on the bowl. Sorry.
Yeah, bite off your fingers.
Your fingers.
By Sandra Tartarsauce.
Tartar Sauce Candy Co.
Yes.
So Sandra, you're wanting to get away. It sounds like there's a lot of complications going on with your relationship. What are your aspirations? For your travel, right? Are you looking to meet someone new? Or are you just looking to like find yourself a little bit? What are you looking for?
I'm looking to find myself. Mm-hmm. I'm looking to end up somewhere where I am drinking a glass of Chardonnay.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my big thing. I just want to drink a glass of Chardonnay, and I can't do it here.
Why can't you do it in your?
Because I'm banned from the bar.
The one,
and that's the only bar.
Oh, no. Is it on the hill or in the valley?
It's in the valley.
By the other mansion.
Because one day I was at my sister's on the hill in the mansion, and I rolled down the hill into the bar, and I smashed every single bottle of liquor they had and wine.
So when you say you rolled, were you in a vehicle or were you just rolling like on your side?
I was just rolling down my side, and I just rolled right in, smashed everything they had, and they said, "You can't come back here."
Well, that's their fault for having all those wine bottles and wine glasses on the floor.
Yes.
You could smash them.
Exactly.
Is that where you got the idea for the cat crowns when you were covered in broken glass?
That actually was where I got the idea. I said, I wish my cat was here and I wish he was in a crown.
So separate from the broken glass.
Yeah, nothing to do with the broken glass. It was just a thought I had when I was rolling.
It was a comforting thought to have a cat with a crown nearby while you were covered in glass shards and being yelled at by this neglectful wine bar owner.
They have more than wine. They have liquor too.
Oh, okay. But you shattered all those bottles.
I shattered all the liquor and all the beer bottles.
All the king's liquor and all the king's men.
How did that must be a steep hill for you to have that much momentum that you just barrel through the bar and just destroy everything in your path.
It is. It's a really steep hill. I don't know why anyone would live on top of it, but my sister does.
Well, Charles Mansion just must be a great realtor to make that sale over and over again.
Oh my God. He's the best realtor in town.
I was going to say, I think the harder sell is to convince someone that just moved into the other mansion to move back into the mansion they just moved from. But that hill must be tough too.
Yeah.
Well, he always changes, they always, make an upgrade or, they switch something up, and then he's able to be like, well, this house has this now.
Yeah, they just added a game room. It's like, oh,
exactly. I got to go back. That's what they kind of do. Then the other people, he tricks them. I know his little games. Okay, I was with the man for 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe, we don't know.
Yeah. What did that consist of? When you say with him for 6 months, did you guys ever go out together? Was it just the first one?
For 6 months in my head, he was my boyfriend.
So outside of the lunch where he plucked you from mowing the lawn.
Yeah, you were sweaty from mowing the lawn and went to lunch with him.
Did you ever spend any one-on-one time with him after that?
Absolutely never. Except on the show. Well, when they blurred out my face. One time I walked in and I was like, hey, do you want to go to lunch again? He said, why would I go to lunch with you? And I said, we did that one time. He said, yeah, that was a mistake.
So he explicitly said to you, that was a mistake. We're not dating.
We're not dating. He said it out loud. And I said, you goof.
Yeah. Another flirtatious thing. Sounds like.
Yeah, he was flirtation. It could be he was just frustrated. Sometimes, like, for the entirety of my marriage to Jennifer Product, she would, like, out of frustration say, like, this marriage was a mistake. We shouldn't be married. We never should have gotten married in the first place. Never liked you. Never wanted to get married to you. And I was like, I could tell that was just frustration with whatever was happening.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
not a real thought. That's what I was thinking with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking you want to drink a glass of Chardonnay.
Doesn't really limit our options.
Yeah,
that's good. Keeps them open.
Still pretty wide open because I think Chardonnay is available in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So
you'd be surprised. I went to the town over. I said, can I get a glass of Chardonnay?
And they said, we heard about you.
They said, we heard about you and specifically your cat crown company.
So they were worried. So the cat crown company was between when you barreled through the bar in your town and tried to go to the bar in the town over.
That's where she got the idea.
And now your brand at this point is mostly broken glass. And that's not something that a bar owner really wants in their establishment.
They said they wanted nothing to do with me. They actually said, get out. And I did.
She said that.
Wow.
Yeah, they said it loud.
Wow. Damn.
And they were like, there was a band playing too. So for me to hear it was like devastating.
Like you wanted me to get out so bad that you shouted over the band.
Over the band.
Wow.
And what kind of music were they playing?
It's kind of like Flintstones rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's rock and roll, but it's like really old kind of rock and roll.
Wait, so do you mean Flintstones like the cartoon or like rock and roll that they might have played if Flintstones was real and were like in the time of dinosaurs? Were they playing on like big, like a xylophone made out of like a brontosaurus's rib cage?
Exactly. They're playing rocks. They're playing rib cages. They're not wearing shoes on stage. They're called the Flipstones.
That sounds like it might be a ska band too.
I don't know what a ska band is. I don't want you to explain it to me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Won't.
Thank you.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe not only Chardonnay, but maybe far away enough that no one knows who you are.
That right.
Yes.
Chardonnay that's far away.
Chardonnay that's far away.
Chardonnay that's far. Do you want to buy that quote for me?
Oh,
wait,
is that available? Nobody's bought that from you yet?
That thing I just said, I should pay you $100 to be attributed to me. And
well, you didn't know it could be a quote. You said it, but you didn't know it was a quote.
I didn't know it could be a quote.
Yeah. So yeah, Venmo me $100 and I'll get that to you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you know what? I like to help small businesses,
especially women-owned businesses.
Yeah, yes, especially women-owned businesses, because again, my position is that women should be doing all the work and men should stay at home.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to go somewhere very far. No one knows me.
Mm-hmm.
I walk into a bar. They let me sit down. They let me order. They let me pay my bill and leave. Wow. That's all I want in the world.
Wow, that's not a lot to ask for most people, but it sounds like for you, it's been quite.
Because word has spread. Word has spread. Yeah.
Word has spread. So I'm gonna need to get far away from the town.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want to start pitching?
Yeah, sure. Do you have something?
I think I do.
Okay, go ahead, Damon.
Let's hear it.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna, and as a disclaimer, everything that we pitch, propose, sell, we have tried ourselves. So we know for a fact that these trips are good trips.
Okay.
It's all just about what you're into, what sounds good to you. And Damon has the first pitch.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Keith, aka my travel companion and knowledgeable person on locations. There is a real place in France called Champagne.
Mm-hmm. That's where all the real champagne comes from.
There's a real place in Scotland called Chardonnay.
Really? That's in Scotland.
That's in Scotland. And that's where Chardonnay OG'd, originated from. So I'm thinking we send you to Chardonnay, Scotland, and you go through a little Chardonnay tour. It's similar to a wine tour where you would be doing Chardonnay tastes. And the reason I want to go through a whole tasting of all of the different, I was going to say wineries, Chardonnayeries, is because there is still potential that word has spread there. And so if you get turned down by one, you're immediately on to the next one. You're tasting the next Chardonnay. Mm-hmm. And I think the odds are pretty good that you'll at least get a sip. You'll at least get a taste by the end of that evening. So what are your thoughts initially?
That's really beautiful. I've never been to Europe before. Is that where it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Part of Europe.
I took a guess and I was right.
Kind of confuses me, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I love that idea. Do I get to pay a bill at the end of the night?
So we can try. This is an all-inclusive package. So if that would make you happier to pay, you can pay.
I would love to get handed a bill, and then I sign it.
You just want to be accepted in polite society is what it sounds like. You don't want a free ride. You don't even want discounts. You just want to drink a glass of wine and pay for it without getting shouted out.
Exactly.
Shouted out of the business over some Flintstones rock.
Can you hear this? My neighbor's sewing. He's making a fence.
Oh, really?
Oh.
You hear it?
To keep you away.
Keep you away.
Yeah. He just painted it. It says, Sandra, no.
N-O, no, not K-N-O-W.
No, just no.
Yeah.
Is he like double reinforcing the fence in case you try and roll through it?
Yes, exactly. I just wanted him, in case you hear something, that's him.
Okay, fantastic. And on the inner fence, so on the outer one it says Sandra, no. On the inside it says, I know you roll, right?
It says, I know you roll, yeah. And I actually sold him that quote.
Oh, hey. So he might be a little upset that he paid $100 for that quote. Now he's trying to get something out of it.
Exactly.
He paid for the fence. So I hope that still pleases you, but it's more of a Chardonnay tasting. Mm-hmm. It's less of I'm sitting down at a restaurant, I'm ordering it, I'm paying for it, I'm drinking it. It's more like you go around, you do have to pay for the tasting at the end of the day, but it's less of a typical sort of restaurant-y vibe. But when I say these people know Chardonnay, these people know Chardonnay. I mean, some of these Chardonnayeries are some of the very original founders of Chardonnay. They're still alive. There's
Jimmy Chardonnay.
Jimmy Chardonnay is there.
Wow.
He's still alive, and you can have him serve you a glass of Chardonnay.
Oh my God. I'm losing my mind.
It sounds like it.
Man, it sounds like your neighbor is really going to town trying to build that fence. Like that's just got to be a terrible experience to be living in a town where everyone is actively, literally putting up fences and walls and trying to do everything in their power to keep you out of their lives.
Yeah, and I'm a strong woman. I'm not leaving, okay? I'm staying and I'm starting a business, and they're going to, one business is going to hit and they're going to accept it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When you go on whichever vacation you choose and the whole town breathes a sigh of relief. And then when you come back into town, stronger than ever, more energized than ever,
more Chardonnay in you than ever.
Exactly.
Like it might, the tactic we might want to try is just like having you completely wear down the will of this entire town and kind of have them submit to your aura, which is very damaging.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to run for mayor.
Okay. That's good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mayor Tartarsauce.
Mayor Tartarsauce. Yep.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any other elements of this trip that you want to pitch?
No.
Okay. Well, my trip, first of all, like, this is the kind of personalized service that we give. Like if you're just using Expedia or Sex PP, as we say, because it's like using Expedia is like where you have sex, but instead of coming, you just pee. Not satisfying.
Not satisfying.
Men. Ugh.
Men.
If you get one of these websites, like how are they going to know that you want a Chardonnay tour? Sure, you could Google places with Chardonnay tours, and then you could use Travelocity or Expedia or Hotels.com or Hotwire.com or Kayak.com to book a trip to that place.
Yeah,
You could.
But you told us that you want Chardonnay, and Damon was able to pitch you a very tailored trip just based on that. And I'm going to do something similar. It sounds like there's possibly, you could have a use for high quality disguises when you're in your town.
Yes.
And if you remember the classic 2002 Dana Carvey film, Master of Disguise, the person that he plays, Pistachio Disguisey, is based on a real guy. It's based on a real guy who lives in the Cayman Islands for legal reasons. He's sort of wanted in most other countries.
Sort of wanted. He's not like fully wanted, but they kind of want him.
He's a person of interest in a lot of different cases around the world.
And if they did get him and arrest him, they'd say, you're sort of wanted for blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you're sort of under arrest. So
they would only put one cuff on.
One cuff on.
You sort of got to go to court, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah. So you can show up to court for your court date if you want, because you're only sort of under arrest.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. It sounds like probably you've been sort of under arrest as well.
I'm sort of in a legal battle. Yeah. All the above.
So what you can do is that there's a shack down in Georgetown.
Love shack?
It'll be a love shack.
Ooh.
Because you're gonna love being a master of disguise by the time you're done with
wow.
this. Basically, you're gonna go down to the Grand Cayman of the Cayman Islands, and you're going to sort of apprentice under this master of disguise, the real life Pistachio Disguisey, whose real name is Casciuto Disguisarudo. And
okay, I believe it.
And he's more into prosciutto.
Yeah.
Prosciutto, wow.
Yeah.
So he'll have a charcuterie board there ready for you. We'll have plenty of snacks out. You can he's very open to investing in his clients' like businesses. So he might be interested in hearing about your candy business. If it's not out of business by the time we get you on this trip.
Knock on wood. Come on. You guys owe me $25 for that candy I brought also.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So basically what you'll do is learn how to disguise yourself as, George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, Paris
That's
Hilton.
the only options?
Those are some of the main options.
Okay.
A lot of presidents.
A lot of presidents.
Yeah. And a lot of the Bush family, even non-presidents in the Bush family.
So Jeb Bush, you'll also do a Jeb Bush, Billy Bush.
Okay.
He'll
also do just a regular Bush if you just want to dress as a Bush.
That's that's the first lesson, is like how to disguise yourself as a Bush.
Yeah, kind of classic, stereotypical. You're hiding.
Yeah, you're hiding, trying to observe, trying to be a spy, etc.
Okay.
And kind of you're going to be there for 2 weeks, and the big test at the end is you're going to break into one of these offshore banks, disguised as a member of the Bush family, trying to just access his own money. And that's actually what's so cool about Casciuto Disguisarudo's disguise training business, is that you don't pay until you successfully steal money from a bank to pay for the class.
Wow.
So if you're not able to successfully disguise yourself as George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, who is dead, that might present an issue, Jeb Bush, George P. Bush, any of those Bushes, if you're not able to successfully break in and steal money, he's like, that's on me. I should have been a better mentor, a better teacher. I should have been able to get you to a place where you were able to successfully imitate not just the voice and mannerisms of George, any of those Bushes, but really know about their financial information and be able to hack into their bank account directly.
Wow.
So this could be a free vacation, but ideally, you actually become a master of disguise yourself, and then you can use that disguise stuff to go back to your town, and then suddenly, they don't think that you're Sandra Tartarsauce, the most hated person in town, who people are building fences and walls and probably passing city ordinances to deal with.
Right.
Instead, they're gonna be like, oh, wow, is that Jeb Bush, former governor of Florida? This is awesome.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. And don't forget, Paris Hilton was another option.
Paris Hilton is another option.
On top of Bush.
No, I don't want to be her. I want to be one of the Bushes.
Okay.
It's mostly Bushes. It's mostly Bushes, but also some early 2000s celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe from Joe Millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be in there.
Joe from Joe
Yeah, the reality show where they convinced all these women that they were going to marry a millionaire is just
right.
Just a very
regular guy.
Worker. Yeah,
right. Okay.
So you can disguise yourself as Joe from Joe Millionaire. He has some offshore. Basically, the main common denominator is that all of these people have money offshore in the Cayman Islands that they're using to avoid taxes. And so, in a way, you're sort of like a Robin Hood figure. You know, you and Cashudo are stealing from the rich to give to the poor, which is yourselves. But yeah, so how does that sound? How does that strike the ear?
So I'm listening and I'm thinking, what did I ask for? I asked for a glass of Chardonnay. And what did I get? A 2-week training where I have to end and rob a bank.
Okay, but let's not forget that this is in the Cayman Islands, which is a beautiful place. There are beaches where it's like crystal clear water, some of the most beautiful water you'll ever see. You have plenty of beach time, and Cashudo really, like I said, he'll have the charcuterie board out. You know, it goes great with wine and great with cheese and prosciutto and all that kind of stuff.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just thought that was a given. You know.
No, you gotta say the word for me to understand.
Okay. You're not really good at filling in the blanks.
I'm not. I've never been good at what's that game that where you fill in the blanks? I don't even know what it's called. Puzzle? No.
Yeah, that's why you had the mesh mitts too. You're not good at filling in the
I'm not good at filling in the blanks. Thank you.
That's why I made mine abundantly clear. You will get Chardonnay on mine.
Well, Damon is we're both empaths. He's more of an empath than I am. He's an energy healer, so he's probably able to pick up on your very energy.
Yep.
Yes. Specifically. But yeah, there will be Chardonnay. It won't be directly from the famous Chardonnay region of Scotland.
Yeah.
It'll be imported to Cayman Islands, but it'll still be and you know, it's going to be, you'll learn a lot, but you'll also relax a lot.
And you might love a lot.
You might love a lot. You know, you never know. You might find love as one of the Bushes. Barbara Bush.
I'm gonna be dressed as Jeb, and I'm gonna fall in love with Barbara Bush.
No, you could be dressed as Barbara.
What are you saying? I'm not into some twisted shit. Okay, I'm twisted, but I'm not that twisted.
Laura Bush, or the Bush daughters.
Okay.
You can disguise yourself as any of those Bushes and probably find love on one of the many beautiful beaches.
Even if I'm dressed as a bush.
Especially if you're dressed as a bush.
Yeah. A giant green bush. Someone's going to love me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you never know. Like we send a lot of perverts on pervert-specific vacation packages. And, you know, we could kind of rig it a little bit, send one of our more perverted clients who's really into fucking bushes, send them to Grand Cayman at the same time as you and maybe set up a little meet cute, you know?
Yeah. I don't know about that. I'm not loving it. I'm loving drinking different Chardonnays. Your idea from start to finish really bothers me.
So you're not into the idea of disguise, because you seemed like you were a little bit into the idea of being a Bush, being one of the Bush family.
I'm really, really into being one of the Bushes, but just the thought of having to go for 2 weeks, it's like a job. It's like learning how to disguise myself is a job.
Well, you are going to have to,
and I already have a job selling candy.
You will have to fill out a 1090.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, here we go.
And I know that you, as a owner of multiple small businesses over the course of a calendar year, it sounds like, have a lot of tax issues. So I can understand being a little bit shying away from yet another forms. More
forms. Right.
The 90, the 1040, the 1099, the 369.
And I always tell Cashudo, because like I said, we've done this before. Yeah. And we dressed as the Bush twins, Jenna and the other one. Yep. And we just
I was the other one.
He was the other one. I was Jenna. And we just walked right into this offshore bank on Grand Cayman, and they're like, "Oh, Bush twins, right this way." And they just led us right into this room that was just filled with Bush jewels, Bush family secrets.
Bush jewels?
Yeah. But then we pulled out guns because we had to rob them, as was explicitly stated. Although, again, we could legally just take out our own money. We had to rob them. So we held them at gunpoint. And they said, "What the hell? I'm already giving it to you."
And we just like explain that away by saying, like, we're perverted. Don't tell anyone that the Bush daughters are pervs who get off on pointing guns at at service employees. So he like basically threatened the lives of these guards and these bank tellers, and that we were so in character that we did kind of get off a little bit, just a little bit. We came just a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it was a great experience for us. I always tell Kashudo, it's like, look, you're robbing banks. Like you shouldn't make your clients fill out all these tax forms. You're not going to report any of this stuff anyway.
Is Kashudo in love?
Is Kashudo in love? That's a good question. I think he disavowed the idea of love when he became a master of disguise because he felt that he could never be his true self anymore in his work as a master of disguise. But who knows? Maybe you could be the one to show him that true love and being a master of disguise are not mutually exclusive.
It sounds like a movie.
Wow. I really like that part of it.
So, Sandra, what are you thinking? Do you have any further questions for us? Which one are you leaning towards? Because we gotta get you on this trip.
I'm pretty sure. It's clear which one I'm leaning towards.
Okay, well, but let's just. There will be Chardonnay.
One mentioned Chardonnay a lot. One, it's never mentioned it until I brought it up. And also, I want to pay a bill, and you're having me rob.
Well, once you rob, then you can pay all the bills you want. And no one down Grand Cayman is probably going to know who you are, especially if you're disguised as one of the many bushes.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I'm still going to reject you fully. And I'm going to go to the Chardonnay, Scotland Chardonnay. What is it called?
Chardonnay,
Scotland.
Yes. Chardonnay, Scotland. Yep.
The only problem is I do not have a passport.
Okay. We've run into this issue a lot.
So here's the thing. We can help you get a passport.
Okay. Thank you.
Make you a fake passport.
Thank you.
But in order to do that, you're going to have to go through the verification process and legally get one.
You have to get a real one so we know what it looks like so we can make you the fake one.
Okay, I could do that.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because we've had multiple clients, even just on the podcast, but throughout the course of our time operating this travel agency, who don't have or just straight up don't deserve passports. They were told by the State Department that, look, based on what we know about you, you don't deserve to have a passport. You seem like you could be in that category.
No, you know what? I'm getting letters begging. They're like, please renew your passport. Please renew.
So they really want you out of the country.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, please renew and get gone.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, if you can just go through the process of getting that passport, that's going to take a number of weeks probably, but we can get a head start. We know kind of generally what a passport looks like. And then once you get us the real passport, we can fill in all the details to make it as realistic as possible.
And that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Okay, good. Great. So, it's not a competition, but right now we're at 5-4.
Me winning?
Damon just took the lead.
Thank you.
In a competition that we're not having because no one's in the lead. We're just,
Thank you for being a lovely client is all I'm saying.
I'm
not saying for voting for it's not that.
And I want to say, even though you fucked up and didn't pick mine, you were a lovely client from my perspective.
I think you're the one that fucked up. Okay.
No, well, I think you're passing up on a real chance at love with Kashudo Disguisarudo, who's a great guy. Like I said, we've done these trips ourselves.
You told me he stopped believing in love.
He did. But what I'm saying is that maybe it takes someone like you who does believe in love and has never been able to experience it in any meaningful way because of how everyone around you hates you. Maybe that's like the perfect pair. But, you made your choice. You know what? You dug your grave. Now you get to lie in it.
Oh, my God. Okay. Do I have to pull you two apart? This is...
Excuse me.
Sorry, you're a lovely client. You're a lovely, lovely client.
Speaking of graves, that's a good business idea. I'm going to start digging graves.
So what's the pitch there again? I'm gonna
just me and a shovel digging.
So you're just gonna dig 6 foot deep holes on spec.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then offer those holes to people to be buried in.
Yeah, and it's gonna be called Not in a Graveyard. So I'll just pick a spot and I'll let you go there.
Nice.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to see this business plan come together. It's like because people hate graveyards, right? People
hate them. They're
so
spooky.
Depressing. They're spooky.
Yes.
You're sad, reminded like all these people have died. I'm gonna die. You don't want to be reminded of that.
No, I do not.
So yeah, you know what? I will pay $100,000 for 5% of this company.
Okay, you're in.
Only if you change your mind. Only if you change your mind and go to Grand Cayman.
Yeah, wait, are you going to listen to other offers? You got to wait for all the sharks.
Oh, there's more sharks?
I'm here.
Let me hear.
Okay, I will give you $13 or 2% of your company.
Okay, that is a better deal. I'm going to go with that.
Wait, what?
Fantastic.
How is that a better deal?
All right.
That's a really good deal. I love
Only
that.
$13 for 3%, just 3% less stake.
I'm no math wizard, but that makes sense to me.
Maybe I should have pitched a math camp.
Let's shake on it. Sticky hands.
Oh,
sticky
yeah.
Oh,
hands.
really?
That candy
Could I
is-
have another candy? Because that Excedrin just now hit. It's
Yeah.
delayed
Yeah,
response, but I'm now tripping
I
hard
got
off
4
of it.
bowls in here, so I'll give you one.
Fantastic.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and
Bowls.
I had a tremendous lower back pain coming into this, and can I say, totally gone.
Gone.
Totally
See?
gone.
Wow.
Wow. Well, Sandra Tartarsauce, we're so happy that we were able to set you up with what is sure to be the vacation of your dreams, going to the Chardonnay region of Scotland.
I'm so happy. Oh my God. Then the town's going to be happier. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be sort of a win-win-win for everyone,
Yeah.
from you to Charles Mansion to your rich twin sister.
Oh, man.
What do you think you're going to do when you come back from this trip? What is your plan?
I'm going to hopefully talk in a Scottish accent.
Good.
Nice.
That'll be good. That'll be good. That'll get everyone on the town on your side. If you pick
That's
up
what
an
I'm
accent
thinking.
for the
Yeah,
place to just
it's-
vacation in very briefly as though you're from there.
Exactly. I'm
People
going to be
love that.
like, I'm changed. Look at me. I have a Scottish accent. And people will be like, oh my God, you're right. You do. And also, I'm going to try to get back with Charles Mansion.
Get back. Back is an interesting word. to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah,
it
I'm going to
is.
get back
But-
with them.
Best of luck to
Best
you.
of luck.
Oh,
I
thank
think
you.
you'll be energized by the Chardonnay trip. For sure.
Yep.
Thank
We'll
you
be
so
rooting for
much.
you and by the budding success of, I was going to say, our new company. I'm
Yes,
invested.
I
Let's
can't
go,
wait.
baby.
Not
a
not in a graveyard.
Not in a graveyard. Well, Sandra, thank you again so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
We have appreciated you, and we will continue to, because you are now our friend.
Okay, well, I gotta go because I have a couple sales I have to make.
Oh, great.
Okay.
And I imagine that that
You-
fence is closing in more and
Yeah.
more on you, and you want to.
Yeah, it's getting really close.
Yeah, it looks like you looked out our window and saw some children walking by. That's when you said you had some sales to make, but okay.
Oh yeah. The school just got let out. So
Yeah, school's let out. So. Okay, well, thank you so much, Sandra Tartarsauce. And we will be back to wrap up this episode of Destination Passport. Welcome back to Destination Passport. And wow, Sandra Tartarsauce, quite a character.
Really lived up to the tartar sauce name.
Yeah, I'd like to dip some fish sticks in her.
Wait,
I don't know.
in her aura.
In her aura, yeah. I meant it metaphorically.
Yeah, absolutely. But what a lovely gal. Seemed
She
like-
would go great with fish sticks. That's a little less disgusting way to put it.
Yeah. Still kind of gross in my mind, but
Yeah, it depends on your opinion on fish sticks, I guess. I'm a big fish stick fan. Yeah, it always feels good to send a client on their way to what could be a life-changing vacation. It sounds like she's one of our clients who could definitely use a significant life change, maybe all of it.
definitely. And she prompted. What am I thinking of? She opted for the vacation that I would argue had less change, but
Yeah,
she really wanted that Chardonnay.
She really wanted the Chardonnay, and even though there was also going to be Chardonnay, because like we said, right when she told us that that's the main thing she wanted out of vacation,
Yeah.
that's available most places, I'm pretty sure, in some form.
Doesn't really limit us. Maybe they would recognize her down there. I'm not sure what she was thinking, but either way, maybe that Chardonnay trip will change her. But either way, I think she's going to come back. We're going to run for mayor. I'm invested in her company now.
Yeah, you are.
Stoked for that. So
$13 for what was it? 3%?
2 or 3%, I think I got. Yeah.
And I offered $100,000 for 5%.
That's just
And
too
honestly,
much equity, I think. She
yeah.
just couldn't give it up.
See, 5%, that's a lot. So bullet dodged, I guess, for one of us.
Yeah, one of us. I hope I won't let it interfere with our business. I won't let it take away time. But I will be putting some time into that graveyard company, or
Yeah,
not a graveyard company.
Not a graveyard. Burying people everywhere but a graveyard, which
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, that's why I was willing to invest $100K right away in
Yeah.
that business idea. I was like, right away, I was like, yes, that's perfect. I hate it when people get buried in graveyards. It's
Yeah.
such a downer.
Yeah, we actually go out. We picket at graveyards while they're.
And there's always a Westboro Baptist Church also picketing.
Yeah.
We're not with them.
Yeah,
we are
just to be
not
clear.
with them. We are just picketing the idea of a cemetery. It's too much of a bummer. Whatever they're saying, we are not on their side.
Not on
We
board.
are picketing your funeral for a totally different
reason.
more respectful reason.
We respect you.
We think you should respect yourselves
Yes.
enough to not bury yourself and your loved ones in a cemetery, which is the most depressing place on earth.
Yeah, we respect you so much. We don't think you should lie in eternity next to a bunch of other dead people that you don't even know.
Yeah. No.
Why not get buried in a valley?
Yeah, why not get buried next to an Arby's,
Ooh, why not get married on the top? Sorry, buried.
That could be
married and buried. Yeah, why not get married and then quickly buried on the tip top of Mount Kilimanjaro?
And that would be a beautiful experience, too.
Yeah.
That might be a vacation package we should consider. We can incorporate that. When we have another Shingles McGillicuddy situation, this will be perfect.
This would be perfect. I'm going to write this down. Joint ventures. Yeah. Sorry, my pen is a little scratchy.
Scratchy pen. But you know what? That's because we cut costs where we can to provide the best possible product to the consumer.
Yeah. And where we cut costs is not on customer service.
No. It's only on pens. We save
literally just pens.
We save upwards of $5 a year buying cheap pens instead of good ones.
And over 3 years, I was able to use those savings to invest in this company. So
and still had a couple dollars left over.
And still had a few dollars left over. So well worth it.
So we're going to wrap up this episode like we always do with our tip of the week and what to watch out for. Who's going first?
I'm going to go first with the tip of the week.
Oh wait, that's what to wait. Is that tip?
Let's start it over.
Okay.
Let's try it over. I'm gonna go first with the tip of the week.
Tip. Up the week.
Beep, beep, boop, boop. Boop, boop. So the tip of the week this week.
Big shout out to Rick Rubin for producing that little jingle for us. That was an honor and an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah, we really should credit him. He's a good producer, and he did help out.
He helped out.
So the tip of the week this week, you know how when you go to a hotel?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I know how.
Mentally?
Yeah.
You know how you do
I
it?
absolutely know how to go to a hotel.
You know how
it's my
when
business.
you're leaving, you put your bags on one of those bag carts?
Yeah. Like, and you just thought of that. There's not one of those in the room here.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know how when you load up your car, you leave the bag cart with the hotel? Tip of the week. Don't do that.
Oh.
Take the bag cart with you.
Yeah.
It makes for an excellent mode of transportation for when you just want to go down the street.
Yeah, that's the thing people don't understand, don't seem to realize, and I think hotels could do a better job of informing people of this.
Yeah.
That is gratis. That is a complimentary luggage cart that you can take with you. You can just hitch it to the back of your vehicle, and if you got kids, that's
They could ride on it.
super fun. Yeah, that's a super fun ride.
While it's attached to the back of your vehicle and you're driving on the highway home, and your kids could just hang on to the back.
They're just going to be just having a hooting and hollering, having the time of their lives, just having a great time all the way to the airport, or if it's a road trip, all the way home.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think hotels do a good enough job of making it clear that is complimentary. That is free.
In fact, they do such a bad job that when we do take the luggage cart, they're like, "No, wait, come back."
They don't even inform their own employees well enough.
They apparently are not informing their employees. They're not training them well enough.
No, because their employees are very aggressive about getting it back.
And we have a very large collection of luggage carts. I was kind of making a joke earlier when I said you just thought of that. It's like we have a luggage cart in the room with us. Yes. We have a number of luggage carts in our
storage.
In storage in our respective homes.
Yeah. You can use them for a lot of things.
Yeah, it's not just for luggage, and it's not even just for giving kids an impromptu thrill ride. There's plenty of you can train. You can kind of practice paddle boarding on them.
Yep. I was just gonna say I tied 30 of them together and made a boat.
Yeah, and it didn't float.
Nope.
And we lost 30 luggage carts that way.
But we have plenty.
We had so many. It was honestly worth it.
Yeah. We needed to clear out some room.
And then as a result, we started selling a vacation package to that body of water, which was, of course, Lake Erie, which we called the Lake Erie Pirate Exploration Tour.
Yeah.
Where we kind of convinced some dullards. This is mostly a vacation for dummies, which, of course, we talked about at length that we work with.
There's a certain amount of them.
But we were like, hey, long ago there were pirates in Lake Erie who would terrorize the people traveling back and forth between Canada and America.
Yep.
And one day their ship sank, and it happens to look a lot like 30 luggage carts from a hotel.
Still sits on the bottom to this day.
Yeah.
And it's quite well preserved, especially since the real story is it just happened a few weeks ago. Yeah. It's very well preserved.
It's very well preserved. We're like, wow, isn't that amazing? This is from 200 years ago, and it still looks like this. We went down. We went to a party store and went down with some Halloween decorations. Put some skulls.
And, different bones about, and we got a big wooden steering wheel.
Yeah.
Make it look like the head of the pirate ship.
And that big wooden steering wheel we did steal from a pirate-themed putt-putt course.
You can't buy that at Party City.
You don't steal it. That's the thing that they don't tell you about pirate-themed putt-putt courses. All the pirate stuff is complimentary. You can take any of that, including the big wooden steering wheel, which I guess has made it hard for the 18th hole to work the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. Well, it's made it easier because the steering wheel just blocked it.
Yeah.
When it spun around. Now it's just an open shot.
Now it's just a very, very easy shot.
Yeah.
But that's a great tip.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
One that we've waited too long to share with people. I think we've been hoarding some of these luggage carts for ourselves.
If I have any regrets, it's that we didn't give this tip out earlier.
Yeah. And if an employee tries to give you guff, just say, train better.
Yeah. Why don't you listen to your training program?
Why don't you go back and get trained?
Sir, ma'am, you. So.
Fucking fuck off.
Yeah. And then if you want to get really aggressive, tell them to fucking fuck off.
Yeah. That's something that we recommend. That's the way we recommend people treat hotel and just hospitality employees in general.
Yeah, as travel agents.
They don't let you do what you want.
Yeah, as travel agents, we highly advise that you are rude as fuck.
Yeah.
To everyone involved in the process, except for us, obviously.
Except for us, yeah. Be very nice to us, please. We are sensitive.
We are sensitive, and we will cry to ourselves to sleep.
We will cry and be sad for a long time if we're mean. Well, that was a great tip, and now I've got.
What's it time for?
What to watch out for?
What to watch out for? Yeah. What? Huh?
Thank you again to Rick Rubin for producing that.
Great tracks.
Beautiful. The mixing is perfect on that track. Okay, so this is, of course, a segment that we do every week where, we can't, as much as we'd like to, we can't book every single vacation.
We've tried.
We tried that for a whole year. We almost died. Our doctor said if you continued booking every single vacation on the face of the earth, you will die within 6 months.
And we were booking him a trip as he was trying to tell us that.
But we can't do it.
We can't do it.
We found our limitations, and
it's 100,000 per year, 100,000 people per year. That's our limitation.
That's our limit. We can do 100K, 100,000 vacations a year. Anything more than that, we start to get a little sick.
Yep.
Okay, what to watch out for this week? We, of course, know that Thanksgiving's coming up very soon. And we have insider knowledge of something that's coming up very soon.
We have the tea.
Which is a turkey party.
We have a turkey party coming up. Not to be confused with Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, not to be confused with Thanksgiving Day. Of course, the week before Thanksgiving every year, there's a big turkey party.
Yep. You guys know how Groundhog's Day goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you wait for, what's the first part? Puxatawny Phil?
Puxatawny Phil.
Puxatawny Phil, whatever the fuck that is. That's the name of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Hate it. Similarly, they do that with a turkey. Mm-hmm. It's called Tickletawny. Tickletawny Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tickletawny Tim. And he's a turkey. And he pokes his head out of the tree that he lives in all year, and we're waiting patiently. Mm-hmm. And then when he pokes his head out, we chop it right off.
Yeah, you poke his head out, and it chops it right off. And if his head lands on the ground with his left eye up, that means Thanksgiving is going to happen. And if his head lands on the ground with his right eye up, that means Thanksgiving's going to happen, but you're going to get into a fight with a family.
Yeah. It's basically, statistically, it's crazy how this has worked out, but roughly every 4 years, election years, is when it lands on the right side.
When it lands on the right side,
yeah.
And so that's sort of like, that's a way that we've been able to tell, like, if an election just happened.
That's another way to,
That's another way. There's
reverse
both, like, just
that.
knowing for a fact that happened because you witnessed it happen, voted in it, saw the news.
Yeah.
Or
the
other way is you just go to the turkey party, see which side the headlands, and that doesn't help you with midterms because the turkey doesn't pay as close attention to that. But general elections, you can definitely tell based on which side of the turkey's head it landed on.
Yeah. Tim was the turkey's name, right?
Tuxatawny
Tim. He's not super into politics.
No.
He's one of those, like, every 4 years I'll pay enough attention to.
Yeah. But those 4 years, he thinks he knows everything.
And again, what we're insinuating here is he reincarnates after his head is chopped off because it is the same turkey.
It is the same turkey. Well, it's reincarnation, but it's more of like a regeneration, like chop off a lizard's tail.
Yeah.
This is a magical immortal turkey whose head kind of just grows back. That's why he's in the tree the whole year.
I was gonna say, he lives in a tree.
It takes a while. It's not instant.
Yeah.
but he's waiting for his head to grow back.
It's the head, and it doesn't grow slowly. It's just there's a lot of work going on the inside, and then on the 365th day every year, it just pokes out at once, and that's when it sticks out of the tree, and that's when you cut it.
That's when you cut it. Yeah. So if you're in the Tuxatani area, you of course know where that is, so you can go and see it. Or when I say we have insider info, they try and kind of keep this. They want this to be a little bit more like
of a private affair.
Yeah. Well, they want it to be cooler. Like I think what they felt was that like the Groundhog's Day thing is so like overblown.
Yeah.
It's too mainstream. Yeah. Like too many people know about it. They want to keep this sort of hip, cool, like.
Yep. Like invite only, and that's what makes more people go, but they feel more exclusive, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So we are sending to you an invite that we have permission from Tuxatani Tim himself. His head is almost grown all the way back, so he's able to kind of squeak out some words. He's a talking turkey, of course. And that reminds me of cold turkey. We need to check in with Douglas Michael Stewart to see if he accidentally assassinated cold turkey, the evil villain. But yeah, so the password that you need to know to get into the area where
write this down.
The turkey party is happening is gobble, gobble.
That's it.
That's it. And the thing is, like, people might say that seems like the first thing you would guess if you're trying to guess like a turkey-themed password or like passphrase or something. It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
No one's guessed it yet.
No one's done it yet.
No one's done it yet.
They haven't changed it.
And they've never changed it.
No one's guessed it. They know when someone's guessing versus they know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if someone says gobble, gobble, they can tell. Because they're sort of mentalists.
Yeah.
The guys that run this turkey party. So they're able to pick up on these subtle cues and
so look out for that.
So look out for the Tuxatani turkey. He's a talking turkey in a tux whose head grows back every year and then is chopped off to determine whether an election happened.
Should we have led that he's a talking turkey in a tux?
Yeah, we should. He's
Sorry,
a talking
everyone,
turkey in a
but
tux.
that is true.
Tim.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So look out for that. Check it out. And thank you again for listening this week. We've had another lovely client. We've really enjoyed just sending them away for happiness and joy.
And we can't wait to get a postcard from them, totally not under duress.
Totally not forged.
Not forged in any way. And we can't wait to meet another client next week and send them on the vacation of their dreams. And we can't wait for all of you at home to hear it.
Yes. So thank you again for tuning in, and we'll check y'all out next week.
Yep. I've been Keith Bird.
I'm Damon Product.
And fare thee well, bon voyage. Until next time, it's a vacation of a lifetime for the next week. And the vacation is taking a vacation from listening to this until next week when the new episode comes out. That's another vacation.
Destination Passport.
Bye.